president, in his wisdom, to bring peace and restore democratic governance in local government, came again with another regulation, which was signed in July, that this election must be conducted within 30 days because the president, from my understanding, does not want to extend the emergency rule, because extending the emergency rule will not be palatable to the people. But then if you don't do local government election and then you leave the emergency rule, how will local government now access funds?
Okay, extending it will not be palatable to the people. I can assure you that the current state is already unpalatable. Wike also said, while the Bola Tinubu administration cannot solve every problem facing the territory, it is making efforts to improve the quality of life for residents. He took a swipe at critics who berate him for commissioning instructional projects without improving the hospitals and schools in Abuja.
I don't see how a rational person, somebody who has no mental problem, will say that building bridges is a showman. I don't understand. How do you go to school when there's no road? Some of you have complained that taking your children to school is a problem. Something that will take you 30 minutes will take you 2 hours. The government has come to say, no, this can continue. Now you say it's a showman trying to show. And you will provide the entire schools to be good without roads. What do you do?
Okay. So it's not a weak media chat if the 4 cardinal points are not completely addressed. And that is his job in Abuja, the work he's doing, the political situation in River State, his allegiance to the president and his administration. And the fourth one, oh my, I've forgotten the fourth one. I know I had those 4. Any media chat he's had in the past couple of months, maybe even up to a year ago, usually touches on those 4 subjects. Well, here we are. Candidates have emerged. Some claim they were elected, others say they were selected. But my question for this headline is, does this prove the suspicion that the forthcoming exercise is selection and not election? Does this validate the influence and control of the FCT minister over the 2 major parties in the state, PDP and APC? Because these candidates came from both parties, and people still claim that they are allies of the FCT minister. So does this in any way prove, if you are to believe it, that the influence and indeed control of the FCT minister over these parties is very, very strong? And how would this affect the administration of the councils, the governance to the people, political structure, and by extension, the future of River State, the emergence of these characters as the figureheads who should be heading to the polls with hope? I'll open the phone line shortly. Well, moving from that to another concern, Nigerians are urging the president to reward the women's basketball team just as he did the Falcons, because they also emerged victorious. As Nigeria's women's basketball, the Tigress, celebrate their 5th consecutive Afro-Basket title with a 78-64 win over Mali, Nigerians on X have called on President Bola Tinubu to award the players the same financial recognition he gave the Super Falcons following their WAFCON victory. Social media users invoked precedent, urging that each Tigress player receives $100,000, rather, a 3-bedroom flat and a national honor, echoing the Falcons' reward package. On X, one user wrote, "Tinubu is in debt, 100K for the girls." Interesting. And the buzz began when the Tigress themselves teased their final match with a playful post, practicing for a 100K dance for Tinubu. That's interesting. Now, the president praised the team on X, celebrating their historic achievement as superb and saying, "You have made Nigeria proud. I'm expecting you all along with a trophy." With the nation abuzz, attention now turns to the president. And the questions would definitely be asked. Will the Tigress receive equal honors as their football counterparts, or will their demand remain on social media? Well, my thoughts on this, I'm hoping I hear yours as well, is, first of all, don't start what you can't finish. All right? Since the president has started, I don't know how far he's able to stretch this, because I bet you lots of teams are in the mood to be victorious. Will the president give them equal honors? We don't know. He said they will come to the villa with the trophy, so let's see what happens. Now, could this affect the culture of honoring victorious teams moving forward? Possibly. Because as magnanimous as the president might be, if too many teams start winning, he might need to think twice. $100,000 to each team member, depending on the sport, is kind of a lot. At some point, it will tell on the budget and the reactions will grow louder. And will the promise of national honors be a motivation for victory to those representing Nigeria in different capacities? Let's say I belong to a team of any sport and I represent Nigeria. Will the idea, the fact, the possibility of national honor, recognition, or reward of a house be an extra motivation for me to want to win? Yeah, definitely. Because I don't think I had a house before I went for that tournament in Abuja. So it definitely will be motivation. Coming up next, Atiku-Obi merger would not unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is according to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. But I'd like to hear from you. We've talked about loyalists to Wike dominating as candidates for the Rivers LG polls. Nigerians asking the president to reward the women's basketball team just as he did the Falcons. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Please turn off your radio as you call. It's very important. Very, very important. Let's see. Good afternoon, Sam. Ezeye Chima from Umerilu says, 1 term, half term, or quarter term is not the issue for me as a Nigerian, but good and quality leadership that would translate to the commoners immediately is really bad. We found ourselves in this current predicament. Well, Chima, this conversation is for 5, but yeah, thanks for saying something now. Emeka calls from Owerri. Hello, Emeka. Good afternoon.
Oracle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, let me speak on the issue of Rivers State and Wike and Store. What we're saying now is that probably it's like a script. When he intended the issue by the SPP minister and the people in Abuja. You see, all what is going on, she's not going to occupy the university. You know what they are doing? They are giving assurance that after 6 months, they will come back. I think they have limited their manipulation and everything, how they want to run the state. Even political parties are his loyalists. Are you have that under their head? Let's see what I see. And the issue of Keyamo comment is we have been talking anyhow you know what to talk. We talk anyhow. Honestly, I don't know. The next step I should be calling government today is Atiku and Atiku. That's why I'm also pushing Atiku and Atiku. They should organize themselves well. In order to be calling government know that the only thing that can outfit them to come around. If you sit with and their faith and march together, I'll tell you, it's a win-win. The top part is Keyamo. Let's look at it and we talk. What is the airport? The airport that has been built. It will reach a good amount of money. And this one, they just are crying. So what is this kind of money and the Morita Airport in Nigeria? What is because they want to do that with this huge amount of money? Let them continue. They will attack on Nigeria one day.
All right, thank you very much. Ida calls from Ankara. Hello, Ida. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the best primary I've ever seen so far. Yes, Saturday I cast my vote in corruption and mega winner. My brother, no fight, no quarrel. Everyone was very peaceful. I want to thank everybody that participated in the Open Quorum. Thank you very much. God bless my lovely brother. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ida. Clinton calls from Bori. Hello, Clinton. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Saborako.
Afternoon.
Yeah, one of your headlines says that Wike Loyalists dominate or emerges as candidates.
That's right.
Yeah, I want to say that these are all river sons, just like the ones that were hosted by the court. They're all river people. Whether they belong to one group or the other, they are still river sons and daughters. And the paramount thing here is that the process, the right process, was being followed. And that's what is going to be argued in any court of law. Today, candidates have emerged. That means we are getting prepared for the local government election. I will give way for a democratic government in Rivers State. I spent 2 hours of my time listening to the media chat of the FCT minister, and I didn't regret any moment of it because it was very, very educating.
Clinton,
Clinton,
I'm
with you.
Please turn off your radio.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so coming to the president rewarding the super PAC, the Tigress, I think it's ideal, and he's going to do it. These women have put in their best in representing the country and bringing home the trophy. I think the president is going to do the needs to reward them. The people don't need to even say he will do it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We go from Clinton to Chima, who calls from Rumokuta. Hello, Chima. Good afternoon.
Mr. Olako, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Olako, they've now named it to voters' apathy. I could remember once here that two political parties refused to participate in an election, and most people said it was good. And by that time, now they complain about APC and PDP emergency and maybe emergence and their understanding. Let us not forget that at then the fight was for APC, but PDP at the same time in let me say in sympathy or in solidarity with them. So if these people understood each other and now they came to say, okay, let us see that and work together. Mr. Olako, is that not the tranquility we're talking about in the state? Now the issue that now you will not do an election because of one thing or the other, I want to ask, Olako, all the candidates that have been provided from all the 23 local governments, including the different parties, is there no one there that is not a River State indigene? Is anyone from Cross River or from Akwa Ibom? Now, if you're talking about that, you're thinking about time or whatever case may be, Mr. Olako, we have said it here before, that if an administration is being sacked and the new administration comes and decides that he was going to continue with the old administration ideology, is there anything wrong about it? Is it the continue we're talking about? Now, if we go to Atiku-Obi for 4 o'clock, now the issue here is that if Mr. Wike, my brother, has said, the only thing that will bring peace in PDP is that you must recognize the election that they did zonally. Is that not the right thing to do? Can you come from another different zone to come and do what is happening in another different zone? All these things happen because of the man at that point in time decided to raise them against Mr. Wike. All because what happened in PDP's election was supposed to be done according to the institution of the constitution of PDP. So what are they talking about? All those persons that we are shouting out, shouting one to the other, where are they now? They are now in a different political party. Only Mr. remains in PDP. So why would you not give that man an accolade? It's a spirit and blow. Thank you. My name is Chima. They can call it for Mokuta.
Yes, indeed. Spoken as Chima would. Japhet calls from Rumibo. I've lost that call. Susie from Malakaya. Hello, Susie. Good afternoon.
Olako, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, I don't want to take much of your time.
That's good.
It's understood that the same group of people who thought they could cash in to a place where they never labored, and then they are disappointed. They are also coming up with another narrative. What is wrong if all the councillors, all the chairmen are used to Wike brothers and they have won election in university? Process that leads to the winning of the election, was it not a legitimate process that primaries were conducted, research was there, police people were there, all the process is followed. So if we have think tanks who have the regalia to man the local government and all the work in River State, then you want him now to allow you bring in a mediocre who cannot do anything. This is it. Nobody will hand you power. You have to work for it. This man has worked himself out of this whole process. His result is what we are looking at today. Maybe in the future, he may not always continue like that. But for now, it is working for him. It is working for him. And I don't understand how people will be talking about how he's bringing his loyalists and all of that. I want to say that I am in tandem with him having everybody that has to represent, because it is a structure that he has built. He has said his dues. So any other person who thinks you want to collect the structure from him, can you also aid him? So for these people who are talking now, hello?
I'm listening.
I want to answer the question.
Yeah, no. I would want to say something, but not a question.
Okay,
so I want to finish. Yeah.
So if the people who are even talking today now, if they have such opportunity, they will want to have their cronies, their brothers and sisters, manning the position. Some of them already have position now. How many of the River State people have they employed in the stead of where they are working or what they are doing? They have opportunity, they have this responsibility before. They never give anybody.
Okay,
we had a minister here as at that time when he was in Abuja. Some of us were here shouting on radio. We never had opportunity.
All right.
But then now people who have worked for these things are having opportunity, and you're here complaining.
Thank you very much, Susie. Now, I feel like I have to give this disclaimer every time I have to hold a position so that those who do not know will know that I'm not speaking for any side. While I get the position of the last caller, and he's entitled to it, the problem with that position is that the system that has been chosen to play this game does not allow that kind of thinking. If Rivers State, the politics, and the political party was a private business, Wike, Fubara, Amechi, or any character can put anybody anywhere. But if we claim that we have chosen democracy and the political parties have a constitution, there is a system through which candidates into these kinds of positions are elected. Could there be lobbying and influence? Of course there could. So while nobody has any problem with who was chosen, who was elected, who was pushed, if you do not adhere to the rules of the system that you have chosen, then there is a problem. And secondly, it stirs these kinds of conversations. So when people call and still repeat that sentiment, his structure, in what is not his private business, yes, the personage of Wike is an admirable one when it comes to politics, not just in Rivers State or the South, but in Nigeria. But it tells everyone listening that you do not have an understanding of how the system is supposed to be played. Or you do, but you've chosen to ignore it. Like I said, I'm not speaking for any side. And if you think I am, that's really your own cup of Lipton. But please understand the game. The day you say, let's not do democracy anymore, let's not stick by the rules of the party, then we know, okay, you've adopted something different. So that's why these conversations happen. I hope you understand that. Kokigam from Mile 3. Good afternoon.
Oracle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Oracle, the problem of Rivers State before is the structure. Now, we got the structure now. Rivers State will be in peace now. So I put all his points around the whole local government. No problem. Tomorrow day. But for Atiku and Obi, cannot remove Tinubu. Oracle, anything that remove Tinubu from presidential seat, let Nigeria do it. I don't know if I say anything Nigeria will do to remove Tinubu in that seat, let Nigeria do it, because Oracle, we are suffering in Nigeria now on daily basis. And the parties, Nigeria is getting harder and harder and harder. So let Nigeria do everything to remove Tinubu from office. If it takes to be, I was supposed to avoid APC. I was supporting that would remove Tinubu from government because Tinubu has failed APC men in Nigeria. All of us voted for Tinubu, but now Tinubu has failed also that remove Tinubu. Let them do it. Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon. I'll take one more call and then get to our messages on different platforms. Origi from Ogbogo. Hello, Origi.
Good afternoon, Kari.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right.
Which time have you ever seen that a loser always complain well? Once you have lose, you always give one excuse or the other one. What happened at last year local government election? Was it everybody that embraced the election? So as you sweet you, we go sweet other people the same way. When you sweeten other people, allow it to be. Now we are complaining that it's Wike that does this, Wike does that. It's the same politician. Let us mind that they are politicians. When we are citing somebody, we should be careful in case of tomorrow. Now, you see what happened? Some people are not relevant again. So, that is that. Then two, Obi, for me, I'm telling you that Obi can never be that is Nigeria's president. He can never be. Even if he be, he can never make Nigeria a good place. When we are making all this noise, let us remember what happened during the war. What made the Biafran to fail is our treasury, our backbiting is what caused us. So we to say Obi will be the best president is lying. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Joseph from LMA, and then I take those messages. Okay, Joseph is not there anymore. Sam, the fourth is PDP. That's from Big Wheel. Thank you very much. And he's responding to the four things the FCT minister always discusses when he gives the media chats. Afternoon, Sam. Illegality begetting illegality in River State. The planned hasty conduct of a local government council election by the sole administrator is questionable, especially following the recent court cancellation of the democratically elected chairman and councillors due to non-compliance with 90-day notice requirement by INEC. It appears that the rush is aimed at beating the 6-month suspension period of the governor of River State, despite the planner's apparent disregard for the same 90-day notice necessary for a credible election. A pertinent question arises: what will become of these elections after the governor of River State has been reinstated? Kelvin Yobo Frank from Port Harcourt is asking. Oracle, good afternoon. Candidates emerging for local government election, I will only congratulate them whenever I discover that majority of Rivers dwellers accept the primary election that brought them. Pastor Olushola Rotimi in Iboiche says. What else? I'm convinced logically and rationally that RISIEC's decision to proceed with local government elections under a 6-month emergency rule is a recipe for disaster. The presidency's claim of a crisis in River State is a thinly veiled excuse to justify their power grab. Forcing opponents to join APC ensures a rubber stamp victory for their hand-picked chairman, the ultimate goal to cheat Nigerians in 2027. What's heartbreaking is a betrayal by our own people. River State indigents celebrate and collude with those destroying our state and country. It's a travesty. The saying goes, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do no harm. Today, I'm ashamed to say the enemy is within. Our brothers are willing participants in this evil scheme to undermine democracy and destroy our future. That's Merdick from Transamadi. The next comment reads, the political situation in Rivers is actually shameful. That's from Fidelis Elemoa from Chokocho Eche. Atiku will unseat Tinubu without Obi in 2027. ADC is the party we're all voting for. Come 2027, God day teme. God day speak for yourself. I'm sure everyone has their own choice. Some performance on any position does not depend on how long you spend there, but how well you do your work. We have continually tried 2 terms of 8 years without anything to show. If someone says he can achieve what others could not do in 8 years, in 4 years, is it not good we give him the opportunity and see the magic he would perform? The problem with Nigerians is that once they are sold a narrative, they blindly believe and stick with it. And again, we find it difficult to try new things, especially when the old norms favor some people. Let's try something new and compare with the past. That's the only way we can move forward. John from Port Harcourt says, I take comments on Facebook. Remember, we're live, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, engage, and then I'll go back to the phone lines. Domka Demwa says, the method that was used for the PDP APC primaries is known as consensus, not selection. The decision of a political party is supreme over its members. Loyalists of Wike, let us all remember that these loyalists came together to produce the suspended governor, and I think they are being rewarded. Tombo Toa Isokariari says, good afternoon. Can election to a democratic formation from an undemocratic leader possible? If I may ask, what goes around comes around. I don't know if that's a question or a statement. Okay. Everything nice. So Honda Kelvin says, please, I'm at Wike's house now. What people are saying is true. Those people are here sharing the slot. Okay, and he mentioned some names. Okay, if you want to see what names he mentioned, go to our Facebook and check the live stream. Another comment, you capture and catch who that is. Back to the phone line, 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. Please turn off your radio as you call. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. Good afternoon. Personally, I'm angry hearing local government elections will be conducted by the end of the month. I think that having selected their cronies in what is termed primaries I beg that they should save us the stress of wasting our money in attempting to conduct elections. They should swear them in at once. But the Megu Sonny Didia from Omerilu says, Chima calls from Ada George. Hello, Chima. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. San.
Good afternoon.
Mr. San, I must appreciate you for correcting impression of people who are supposed to be youth, according to an adage, future leaders of tomorrow, believes that state should be handed over to one person because according to them, the person work for it. Then the question remains, work for what? You held position and you make money out of it. Rivers State made the former governor who he is today. All the position he has held is what has taken him to where he is. So who is more? Who is to give back to state more other than the past governor of Rivers State? So thank you for correcting that impression. It's very unfortunate. Look, everything that happened there is selection. It's only Wike relative. Are they the only one who contested for the chairman? That the chairman should go to only Wike. Let me tell you, allegedly, how they share the local government. Wike produced 21 out of 23 chairmen. It's only Opobo that they gave to the governor, and one other senator was given another local government. So is that what they call election or a consensus, as they call it in quotes? Look, what is happening in Rivers State, I believe it shall come to pass because power is present. A time will come that this state, the will of the people, will surely prevail, and Rivers State is going to be free from this bondage that we are currently going on right now. It doesn't matter whatever any youth believe, because all they are saying right now, they have position for them to collect PA, where they will be carrying file up and down for politicians. That is all they are thinking about. That is why they are supporting that the state should be handed over to an individual.
All right, Chima.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much. Gospel calls from Rumudara. Hello, Gospel. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Sam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Ayeba Gospel.
All right, go ahead.
Sam, the marriage you are seeing between PDP and APC today did not start today. It started in 2023. Recall that since APC was formed in Rivers State, they have never won election. And for the first time in 2023, because of the collaboration between Chief Tony Okocha and the FCC minister, then he was the governor, APC won in Rivers State and got 44% for the president. It was the same marriage that brought about Similaye Fubara as the governor of Rivers State. And in the party constitution, we have what they call a waiver for a member. We also have a consensus. On Saturday, candidates emerged by the reason of consensus in the primaries that had on Saturday. So those that are saying that it is Nyesom Wike ally that took over the APC, it is a lie. We are having a rainbow coalition in Rivers State. It is a public knowledge that APC and PDP are marrying in Rivers State just for Mr. President. Even before this time, recall that even the governor, before he was suspended, also said that he was voting the president. So after today, those candidates you see on the platform of APC that won their primaries are candidates that emerged through consensus. And by the grace of God, I was one of the delegates that voted in that primaries.
Okay.
So people should stop being eaten up. It is of the God providence that today peace is returning to Rivers State. Recall that during primaries, there used to be crisis in communities. But for the first time, we are having a peaceful primaries in Rivers State.
Okay.
So PDP and APC should be commended, for doing a part for peace and ensuring that they come together for the betterment of Rivers State.
Right,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Godspa. Wellington from Okrika. Oh my, I've lost that call. Oh, let's take messages as we head towards the very end of this conversation. Thank God Ability Atuebu on Facebook says PDAPC has concluded her primaries over the weekend. Fidelis Alemowa says Obi remains the solution to Nigeria's economy. He also says the political situation in the state is pitiful. Emmanuel Silvano says peace has finally returned to Rivers State because peace means a certain person being in control of governance and politics of the entire state. Once again, he reiterates peace has finally come. Okay, let's see what's happening on WhatsApp. Good afternoon, Sam. The structure of the FCT minister cannot be tampered with because he has said it severally. Hence the emergence of his cronies and loyalists at the local government election party primaries in order to deliver President Tinubu's second term bid and for him, Wike, to continue as FCT minister. Do not forget, Wike said Bola Tinubu will win landslide. Clinton Mr. Fresh in Port Hackett says, okay. It's obvious that the president hates Rivers people. That's why he is in a haste to conduct the local government election in Rivers State without following the due process. You should remember that no president reigns forever. Wow. That's from Ned Aguma. The primaries that was held in Okrika, the PDP chairmanship flag bearer, Akuro Tobin, hand was raised by APC Tony Okocha, faction chairman. Wike is in charge of PDP and APC. You didn't give your name, but you gave your thoughts. Okay. Let's see, can I still take one call? I think I can. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Sam. Jude Ubali, I'm calling from Mumma.
All right, Jude, please go ahead.
Sam, I am really, really pissed off. Not only being pissed off, so irritated.
Why?
Then when our hard-earned democracy in Nigeria, the way it gets worse by day. Now, what happened in River State Saturday, the primaries, is not anything to talk about.
Why?
But then we go with the Nigerian state that is getting worse. We don't have what we can call democracy that belongs to the people. All we have now is democracy for very few people in Nigeria. Can any Nigerian not be so pissed off? They had end democracy. Now I can liken what's happening in Nigeria like, listen to this saying. Someone dying in an upright position, but failing to fall down. That's the Nigerian state. That's the Nigerian people. We are hopeless. Very hopeless that we don't know what to do. Now, if you are hot, one can go to the judiciary. Look at the Nigerian judiciary being described as stinkingly corrupt, where justice can be given to very few people, or very few people can buy justice. So now tell me the position of Nigerian citizens. You see, we get worse by day, and it's so irritating. I don't know where we are going to.
All right, Jude.
What happened in River State? If we go down there, people have said it's illegal from the appointment of the sole administrator to the appointment of the research chairman. But can anybody get justice? Can we go to the judiciary? Because we feel we need justice.
All right, thank you, Jude.
No. Sam, I feel so bad.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I understand how you feel, and your thoughts have been expressed. The local government's pool is just a calculated plan to loot Rivers' budget on its way before its arrival. That's from Street Pastor. Good afternoon, Sam. Why do we always talk about politics in River State and not development? No one is talking about the abandoned ring road flyovers causing untold hardship on motorists. We're giving these politicians too much airtime. So the way it works, and it's not just the conventional media, is that the media is a mirror. It reflects to society exactly what is going on. So if politics is happening more than development, of course, why we would drive conversations around development, we'll tell you exactly what's going on. So this is what is going on. And it seems to be the selling point of the state. what can we do? Well, collectively, we might have to start taking efforts towards pushing conversations in other directions. And then the media will highlight. That's what we do. 4 o'clock is upon us. Thank you for being a part of the big stories. This is as far as we can fly on this part. The business news comes up now. After that, we talk again about politics. It's about the local government elections. Will you be voting? What's your take on the process? Is it transparent? Is it accountable? Are we paying attention to all that we need to? Stay with us.